ಇದು ಬರುತ್ತೆ.
ಹಂಪನ ಸರ್ ಕೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ತಮ್ಮದು ಧ್ವನಿ. ಸರ್ ವಿ ಆರ್ ಏಬಲ್ ಟು ಹಿಯರ್ ಯು ಸರ್. ಹಂಪನ ಸರ್
ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗ್ಬಿಡ್ತೇನೆ ಮಯ್ಯನ, ಇದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾತಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು.
हम्पाना सर हमारी आवाज आ रही है आपको?
दिल्ली से निर्मल सेठी बोलो।
We are listening sir, we are listening.
एक वहाँ वो निर्मल जी लोहाड़िया वहाँ गए हुए हैं, गुना में है, गुना में अभी है, तो उनको कोई गाड़ी वाड़ी देती, थोड़ा सा जाके आएंगे वो कंधारगिरी नगर के पास में। हाँ वो निर्मल जी लोहाड़िया है, वो आए हुए मैं देखता हूँ। अच्छा हेलो, अच्छा एक मिनट होल्ड रखिए।
सबसे पहले कौन स्पीच देने वाला है? हम्पाना सर।
हाँ बोलिए, नंबर बोलिए।
राजीव कुमार जी बोलेंगे पहले।
हाँ
राजीव कुमार जी विल कंडक्ट।
8
क्या नाम बताया?
राजीव कुमार जी।
अच्छा ठीक है, आप उसको फोन कर दीजिए, उसको गाड़ी दे दीजिए। ठीक है। हेलो
हम्पाना जी काइंडली स्टार्ट द मीटिंग।
हम्पाना जी unmute yourself.
Hello.
Unmute yourself.
Yes, we are hearing you.
Oh, okay.
Kindly start meeting sir.
आज प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी गुजरात को दिवाली गिफ्ट किया। उन्होंने सूरत के हजीरा में बने रोपार्क का उद्घाटन किया। ये वर्चुअल उद्घाटन था। साथ ही रोपार्क फेरी सेवा का
Start the meeting, sir.
सूरत से हजीरा से भावनगर के रोपार्क तक फेरी सेवा के आभार जोड़ने की वजह से इसका है आउटसाइड की बचत होगी। प्रधानमंत्री मोदी ने इसका उद्घाटन करते
हेलो
हेलो, यस।
आप बोलिए हम्पाना जी।
हाँ
यस करेक्ट, प्लीज कंटिन्यू।
Kindly start the meeting हम्पाना जी।
Oh yes, yes. Welcome. Now, shall I?
Yes, start.
Sir start।
Thank you very much. Hello friends. You are all welcome. It's going to be an extraordinary function. The program is really good because Peter Flügel, who is now the director of the Center for Jaina Studies, London University, affiliated to the School of Oriental and African Studies. Today he is our main speaker. And then we have Rajiv with us, who is the Vice-Chancellor. And then we have Nirmal Kumar Sethi and other dignitaries. And I have the pleasure of conducting the program. The program has the historical importance in the sense, the depth and dimension of this particular program is absolutely enormous. And then Peter Flügel, who is the speaker today, he has selected a topic of more interest, more relevant, and more meaningful. In the sense, the topic is new, the title is new, that's true, but he is going to give us the details and the scope of the talk. And then Peter Flügel, I was talking about him. Peter Flügel, right now, he's the director of the Center of Jaina Studies in London University. And since last 2 decades, even more, the Center for Jaina Studies is doing excellent work in protecting and promoting the Jaina studies in the European countries, and particularly you see it is catering, and the subjects that they are selecting are of more importance for those who are doing good research in the field of Jaina literature, culture, religion, and other related disciplines. And then the Center of Jaina Studies of London University, where Peter Flügel heads the department, they are conducting annually one particular program, that is workshop. It is international workshop, and well in advance, Peter Flügel will contact a scholar who has done human service in the field of Jainology, and he will be requested to give a talk on a subject of his choice, but relevant to Jainism. And then 1 year in advance, the concerned scholar is contacted, and he will deliver the keynote address. And then the other scholars will also, not less than 5 to 6 scholars, they are going to present their papers, their articles on the theme, because the workshop is theme based. And then the papers presented on that particular occasion, it will be usually in the month of March, every year in the month of March. And then the papers presented in this workshop, international workshop, will be later also published in the annual journal, of which Peter Flügel is the editor. And the annual journal, look at this, Jaina studies, like this. Every year they will publish, and the sometimes the abstracts will be there, and the abstracts, whatever is given by the particular speaker, will also be published. It's very neatly published, and then illustrated also with a beautiful cover page and all that. It's an annual publication. It's an annual publication. And it is also called as the newsletter of the Center of Jaina Studies. And in Mumbai, that Hindi Granthalay, our Manish Moshi, Manish Modi, he has brought out International Journal of Jaina Studies from volume 1 to 3. It is available. It contains beautiful studied articles. And then today, our Peter Flügel is going to deliver his lecture on China prosopography, which is one of the very important subjects, And then the topic that he has selected is about this Jaina studies, Jaina Anomastikan. Jaina Anomastikan, this is volume 1. Volume 1 is very, very, very big volume of, say, more than 1,200 pages. Say this. And then this topic is of much interest. Let me briefly introduce that. It is prepared by, it is the dream of a great scholar of 19th century, Johannes Otto Clark, C-L-A-T-T, Otto Clark, you see. He was a 9th century Jainologist, And then he was interested in the classical studies and Oriental studies. He was a librarian in Berlin University, Berlin, and then he was a pioneer of Jaina studies, because the topic that he chose was of much importance. Whoever wants to know about the names of of the monks, of the nuns, Jaina organizations, and like that, you see. Therefore, the cloth selected was the putting together all the material methodically, and the material that he collected was from not only from printed text, even from manuscripts, from inscriptions, and personal names, names of the places, and organization, and Jaina mendicant, say the lineages, like the Jaina Mula Sangha, Dravida Sangha, Arungalanvaya, Kundakundanvaya, like that. All those details are chronologically and very methodically arranged. And then Clark had devoted much time for that. And unfortunately, his work was not recognized. He was almost forgotten. But Peter Flügel and others who are working in the field of Jainology, they felt at one stage that this should be resurrected, and the work that Clark has done should be focused properly and highlighted. Therefore, in 2016, this volume of 1,300 pages was released in London University, and the first copy was given to me, presented to me. I have the I recollect the happy moment of receiving the book from the hands of Peter Flügel. Now Peter Flügel is there. Now I request Peter Flügel. You see, he has devoted all his time to promote the Jaina studies in the West. And he has visited India several times and made extensive field work. And particularly when he selects a topic, he will threadbare go into the very roots of the topic, and highlight the importance of that particular subject that on which it. Therefore, I have the pleasure of introducing Peter Flügel, and I request, and our All India Digamber Mahasabha, headed by Nirmal Kumar Sethi, who is devoted, you see, since last 40 years or half a century, he is doing human service. And this webinar, with the cooperation of all other concerned people, he has organized. And today we have the chief guest, Rajiv Ji, with us. I welcome him also. So therefore, I request Peter Flügel to give his talk, valuable talk. We are eager to welcome Peter Ji. He is my close friend since last 2 decades and even more. Every year we meet in London, and the 2 days exclusively devoted for the Jaina studies and whatever latest developments going on. Who are the scholars who are doing in that work, research in that field? All that we discuss. No politics. Welcome, Peter.
Thank you very much.
Unmute yourself, sir.
I unmute myself. Okay. Thank you very much, Hampana ji. This was a wonderful introduction. And I would like to thank Nirmal Nirmal Sethi as well, who invited me for this talk. We know each other for decades, and I'm delighted that he also has now started webinars. We are all forced into this. It would be much better to meet in person, of course, but it also opens up new opportunities. Now, the topic I have to give you a sneak preview of what is there to come. We are planning to launch it in March at this annual conference, which probably will not take place, of course, in London, but we may have an online meeting like this one. So let me share my screen to give you some information. Can everyone see these slides?
No, sir. Please share the screen.
Share the screen. Yes, I share the screen. Can you see it?
Yeah, it's processing.
Yes, yes, we can see.
Good, good. And may I request to mute everyone else, because otherwise we don't hear each other. I mean, just the speakers should be audible. So this is a brief introduction on prosopography. As Hampana already mentioned, this project grew out of the CLUT research, and we're taking it one step further, basically. The presentation will briefly cover these subjects, but I will go a little bit quicker because I really want to show you a preview of the end product. So prosopography is about the great W's, who's who, what, where, when, etc. This is the nuts and bolts of historical research. And this is, of course, a webinar on Jaina history. And what it helps us to understand are the relationships between people, places, events, texts, artifacts such as temples, etc. And the Jain material is perfectly suited for this method, or this method rather is suited perfectly for the Jain material because of the nature of the historical documents. But let me first show you a few slides. So basically you can say it's a kind of a network and recorded historical information to a person, and then compute the links if you code them, etc., put all of this into a computer. So you can actually, and that is our aim, we're very ambitious in this, map the entire recorded history of the Jain tradition in a huge network model, and then zoom onto particular nodes and sub-networks as illustrated here in different colors. The evidence is relatively limited, so there is no problem. 100,000 names, this is what I think will cover for most inscriptions and colophons, 100,000 plus names. And this is from the internet. I mean, I could show you ours as well, but it loads up very slowly. This can, there are dynamic models and so on. So we are, of course, not the first to have started with this methodology. There are certain precedents, not least the China biographical database, which I recommend you to look at. I think they have some 2 or 3 million names over 1,000 years or more recorded there. It's a project that goes on for a couple of decades and is very, very interesting. It's located at Yale University and Harvard. Now, prosopography, very briefly, this started with the study of the inscriptions of the Roman Empire. People wanted to know who is who. You know, the Roman Empire covered almost all of Europe for several hundred years, and you find in North Africa, the Middle East, and there's an enormous amount of data. So to create some kind of order in it, these people here started prosopographical research. There are some publications which specialists are interested in. Now we adopted this. Klatt was influenced by this, but his method is not prosopographical. I will. So there is a lot of background methodologically and so on. Now, what are the primary sources? Of course, these are manuscripts, basically.
आई थिंक उनका नेटवर्क चला गया है, वे हमसे फिर से ज्वाइन हो गए. जस्ट अ मिनट.
So we are back now, right? Can you hear me?
Yes, yes.
Yes,
Yes.
but your screen not sharing. Again,
Yes.
share your
Okay,
screen.
I share it once more. So there's sometimes technical problems. I don't know when this broke off, but here are the main sources, which we all know. Manuscripts, particularly colophons, which give historical information on the writer and the scribe and the sponsors. They're important for historical research. And inscriptions on stone and metal, images. I mean, this is where the real hard facts on Jain history can be found. Of course, the titles of the manuscripts, the locations of the temples, etc. This is all also very important. But this is the information, the raw information, which then people like Klatt extracted, or first of all, people collected, put into catalogs, and then we had was in the position to study the contents and link them for various research purposes to find out more about Jain history. Now, the problem is complexity. There's so much. We're talking about, of course, 2,500 years at least of Jain history and a huge territory, at least the subcontinent of India, if not beyond. This is not my field, but there are, of course, the Epigraphia Indica, the Epigraphia Carnatica, and the various catalogs of manuscripts, such as the Pune Descriptive Catalogue of Manuscripts, the Bhandarkar Oriental Institute, published by Kapadia. There are many, many such publications. which contain myriads of information. I just highlight here this catalog, which we are working on in collaboration with the Bhandarkar Oriental Institute. And this we also work on collaboratively with the Gujarat University. I mean, there are, of course, manuscripts and inscriptions in the main, and there's information embedded. And there are plans to work on Digamber manuscripts, which haven't been covered yet, and Digamber inscriptions, because the project is, although quite advanced now, still in its infancy. You know, if we have this ambition of mapping most of the published data on Jain history. So this is an important collection, of course, by Johara Digamber inscriptions. I mean, it's just one of those. And there's very valuable historical information in there, and needs scholars to work on them and use modern computer technology to cross-reference all the data. Otherwise, we get just lost in an ocean of information, or we are restricted to local studies only, because the amount of data is so vast. So, the onomasticon already Hampana is kindly introduced. That is a biobibliographical encyclopedia. It focuses on the names of the authors and the titles and so on. But what is missing in this fantastic endeavor is the cross-referencing of the information. In classical publishing, you usually have indexes. So in the work of his teacher, Albrecht Weber, who published this magnificent 2-volume catalog of Jain manuscript at the University of the Royal Library of Berlin in 1886 and 91. There is a 250-page index which links all these texts, which were for the first time in Europe described in this catalog. And no one knew about Jainism really before this. Let me not get into this. In any case, instead of indexes, now we have computers. Indexes are very useful and absolutely essential, but usually they also only have limited information, the dates of manuscripts, scribes, works, etc. But in Nutsche, they're already prosopographical, but they haven't properly cross-referenced the information. So here are the indexes in Weber's magisterial catalog, and you see how many subjects he has covered there. Of course, the writers of manuscripts are most important. And I'm not getting into the coding issue, but basically he used some codes and just put these abbreviations behind the names to look at, give the reader some indication who is who by saying your brother. And however, the information is not systematically cross-linked, and because of the format of an index. But this all started basically in the 19th century, and the different criteria became more and more sophisticated. So here in Klati only has one inscription in this volume, which found its way to the museum in Munich. And he transliterated it and translated it. And the relationships, if you do a prosopographical analysis, they are highlighted here. You know, the year, and then the various people and their roles, and the events and so on. And here the gacha, of course, of the consecrating monks and so on. So this is the information a historian extracts from this source material, which the majority of the historical sources look like that or similar on Jainism. One has to be clear about this. I'm not talking about narratives, that is a different matter. And it needs someone who knows the languages, who knows the material, to be able to extract the historically relevant information. But then this information needs to be cross-referenced, linked with other data in other inscriptions or colophons. And this, at this stage we are now. This has not been done by Klatt. There's no index. That would have been another volume. Actually, we're in the process of publishing a prosopographical index, a product of the database. By the end of the month, it will go to the press. So I'm not going to into all this. There's just details, and I'd rather show you the database itself. This is the coding scheme, if you like, in the Kapadia catalog at Bori. I extracted this from the book, so these categories were interesting for Kapadia already, but he hasn't worked it out. However, this it's a different project, basically, cataloging and cross-referencing. There are subsequent steps in research. Okay, so there are steps in research. So we are now reaching the second stage of Jaina prosopography, after the stage of cataloging, meta-cataloging. This is Klatt, and now we are cross-referencing the data. And the beauty is that now we have computers which help us to deal with complex information in a sophisticated way. But we need, and you can find links, basic information here on the internet. Just Google, it leads you there. But we haven't launched it yet. Just to give you an idea, we are working on this, basically. The Epigraphia Carnatica is still awaiting work. I've inquired with Hampana whether some scholars in Karnataka would be interested to join our research network. But so far nothing has emerged. But these are data which we are using. And at the moment, and others, of course, the Kapadia catalog and the Ahmedabad inscriptions. These are all sub-projects, and some teams work on them. Okay, so I flip forward because of limitations of time, and show you a little bit of the database itself. It is not publicly visible at the moment because there's still some technical issues, some updates needed. And in future, all of this needs to be, the technology needs to be updated, and it needs, of course, subsequent funding. The present project was funded by the Leverhulme Trust. It's which also funded the Klatt project. So there are subsequent steps here, and it was developed at SOAS, and we have partners here. The Bandarka Oriental Research Institute in the main. I don't know who painted here the screen, but so be it. World famous, and we're privileged to have an MOU with them, and there's a research team which is working on the Kapadia catalog materials. Dr. Amrita Natu and Shailesh Shinde. And then we have also an MOU with Gujarat University, Department of Prakrit and Pali. And there's a research team under Professor Sharma, working mainly on these inscriptions in medieval Ahmedabad, which Parekh has so wonderfully collected. And let me see, there is a list of people that is always interesting. So here you see what the team looks like. Cornelius Krümpelmann, he's my main collaborator. We both worked on the CLAD together and developed a taxonomy of this particular database. So the two of us at the moment serve as editors. So we make sure that the data are consistently entered. They have a certain format. And then we have all these researchers at SOAS. Dr. Samani Pratibha works on Therapant material. Alice Rogovoy has worked on Stanakavasi material. Simon Wienand from the University of Ghent, he worked on the Epigraphia Indica, Jain inscriptions. And Amrita and Shailesh I mentioned already from Bori. They work on the local library materials, which are considerable, as you know. And then we have all these are all postdocs, of course, except for Alice and Simon. In Sanskrit, researchers here at Gujarat University, Monica Javeri, Akshita Sangvi, Purvi Mahendra, Jolly Sandesara, Priyanka Shah, Kinjal Shah, and Jinesh Shet at Mumbai University also is starting to get involved. And there are a few others who are not yet listed here. And this software was developed at Sheffield, but we are looking at wider links as well. We are also working with people in Bangalore on the index construction, extracting material out of the database. Here are our advisors and so on. So about coding, their editorial notes, and there's a certain system one has to learn all the things methodologically and all these things. So if you want to, let me show you first of all how the database looks like in have already, one second. Yeah, well, here, okay, here I can get in. I want you to see the admin pages. So there's a kind of a firewall. Only researchers, bona fide researchers, can see the actual data. This is basic lists of persons, which I think we have reached almost 9,000 historical personalities, you know, starting here. This is a sequence of data entry and not, and just a label here. And where are we now? We are at almost 9,000. So you can see. Could you mute, please, yourself? These are data entry fields. You see the complex, and it needs understanding of the primary sources and the coding system and only trained people can really work with this. Religious affiliation, there's so many different strings already defined, some 500 something lineages. Family relationship, it doesn't apply to everyone, of course. Depends on the individual source, and monastic relationships and roles and so on. So the taxonomy is rather developed. So we have all these social and religious parameters, different calendar systems, and script of works, and of course work types. If you go in the sources, under work you find inscription, manuscript, published book, etc. So you see this is all kinds of types of information are put in. Okay, so you have had a view at the back end, if you like, of the database. Now we have a look at the front end, the users. So for instance, if you search, at the moment we have limited data, as you see, but they're already quite considerable, and probably it's the first database of this type in South Asian studies. There's one biobibliographical database based at Jerusalem, which is also excellent, but it's not cross-referencing the information as this one. So just take any name, Mahavira. There's by no means all information on Mahavira in the sources in there, but you see there are many Mahaviras, and that is the problem. Who is who? If you look at this one, he lived in the 14th century, Vikram Samvat, and this kind of information is given in Klat. And then, of course, the famous Tirthankara Mahavira is here. And again, you can see the Klat data were the root for this database. And I mean, they're not all sources entered on this yet. The names of the contemporaries, Chanda, Pratyotana. So we can click on him, we get the information there, and we can, I've never done this, but I just thought, why not have a look at Mahavira? You can look at the network, if it is visible. Oh, I've never looked at this. So, and the networks, usually you can, they unfold, you know, depending on what kind of data is entered, has been entered, and different relationships are defined. So this is ego-centered network, and you can see all the data already entered. And you can imagine if you have information on all historically recorded individuals associated with Jainism, you have an extraordinary analytical potential for numerous research projects. This is here is capacity building, is not about a particular research project. You know, it's about the tool itself. For instance, which one did I look up? I mean, you saw enough, I think. Balisaha. You can click anyone. Not all of them will have links, depends on the information entered. But so this is one of the visualization tools. And then there are others, browsing, of course. Let me look at at this one, visualizations of relationship networks. Here are descriptive statistics, let us say cast. It just reflects the data that are recorded and entered already. So it just gives you a statistical overview. And of course, we have not enough data on Digambers, simply because the project, given its ambition, is still in its infancy. But I hope we will establish a research group on Digambers as well. And I'm working on this. It's very interesting. The epithets, the honorifics used in the Jain literature, and also sex-specific epithets that can all be calculated. You see many, many, many. And that's a field of study in itself. They become components of names, and the names reflect social structure and all sorts of things. The works you can, of course, look at, and maps. You can look at particular ages. So let us say we only look from 1600 to 2000 to the present in a particular area. And you see then the data related to that, then you can click on it and so on. So more analytical software is needed to be added, but this is just to give you a sneak preview of what the database is about. And I could say more, but I think I simply stop and wait for your questions. Thank you very much. Dr. L.C. Jain raised the hand. I don't know who moderates this, but
hello. Yeah.
Hello, sir.
Yeah.
Very fine to listen to. I'm very happy to listen. Peter Flügel, Hampana ji, do you remember?
Yeah.
We met in 2016 at London in the conference. 2016 we met there in the international conference organized by Peter Flügel. So now, sir, I simply want to define your this prosopography to be the encyclopedia. Is it not like encyclopedia of persons, religion, languages, history, archaeology, and all that? Everything is combined in this prosopography. And I think for that, a lot of software is required for that, I mean to say. So have you that much of software to collect all these informations from various sources? It will require a lot of manpower and this collection of the things from different sources. So what is the possibility of the manpower with you, sir? What type of manpower you are having available there?
Well, this is, of course, one of the reasons why I'm giving talks like this. I want to motivate researchers and also the Jain community to get involved. And we should create a network of concerned people. Of course, there have to be technical updates, and it needs to be some investment. So the web page will be public in a few months.
Okay,
you know,
so
all the information can be downloaded. It's all for free, etc. But it needs, of course, investment from various sources. And I think the project would run to reach its basic target of 100,000 names, which mainly historical names, but also, if possible, contemporaries. But that it depends on permission. 5 to 10 years, depending on the size.
Okay,
of
sir.
course, you need trained
Very good.
researchers. There is a small pool,
Certainly.
but we want to work with Indian universities like we already do, the Bhandarkar and the Gujarat University. And I'm trying to popularize the thing. I think once the website is visible, more interest will automatically increase. You have the privilege now to see see it before it's going to be released. So, yes, and we don't have any sense of ownership. The only thing is it has to be edited. The formatting of the data has to be controlled by editors. I don't foresee that I'm going to do this till the end of my days, so it will pass on to someone else. The main thing is, methodologically, it should be sound, you know.
Certainly, certainly. Sir, who is the key person presently? Yourself, or who is the key person, or who is the coordinator for all this very big project? The key person for this, coordinator for this so important project. Are you the key person? Are you the coordinator, sir? May I know?
I am, yes, it is.
Congratulations,
I'm the
sir.
PI. I'm the
Very
principal
good.
investigator.
Very good, very good. Clapping, sir, clapping. Very good, very nice. Very nice, sir. Hampana ji is also involved there. Hampana ji.
I informed him. I'm constantly in touch with Hampana, and I hope he can create some links in Karnataka to local universities.
He is a wonderful scholar, sir. He is a wonderful scholar of Jaina, sir. Very nice, very wonderful scholar.
We are good friends and constantly in touch.
Very good, sir. Very good, sir. Very nice, sir. Congratulations, sir, for such a very wonderful project, sir. I am so happy. I am very happy. Thank you, sir. Congratulations.
Shall I take over?
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. Now we have heard Peter Flügel, and he has given all the required and necessary details and the scope of the work and the nature of the work that he is doing. Well, I should bring to your notice that the scope of this work unlimited. We can see it's a work ultimately going to be Jaina encyclopedia. See, earlier scholars, they have created an infrastructure. Now this Jaina onomastics or onomastic. See, I just remember when I was a student, my English teacher, one teacher, used to say either this or this. Next period, another English teacher came. He said either this or this. And students, we were confused. Which should we pronounce? Either this or either this. Then I went to the professor and head of the department. I asked him, sir, please tell me which is correct, which I should pronounce, either this or either this. And the professor said, you can pronounce it in either ways. Like that, say pronunciation varies. Whatever be that, onomastics is prosopography, where we get it's a dictionary type also. Open the page and take the name of a particular place or person, acharya, organization, and a work, a literary work, a kavya or mahakavya. For example, I will take the name of Jinsenacharya. Now, Jinsenacharya. This is the entry they have given in the prosography book, which was released, the first volume. Peter Flügel is the editor. And Peter Flügel, and then he has a team who are cooperating with him. For example, Cornelius Crumpelman. Crumpelman is a simple man, but I tell you, he is 6 feet 3 inches. When I was standing with him, it was the example for the tall and the short. I was 5 feet 2 inches. He was 6 feet 3 inches. But equally he is tall in scholarship. Prakrit, Sanskrit. He is a profound scholar, and he is Peter Flügel is taking his full cooperation. And then, for example, Jinasenacharya. Open the page and then page number 421, and then alphabetically Jinasenacharya. And that entry gives a lengthy detail where it is mentioned Jinasenacharya, Digambara, Shaka 705 or 735, pupil of Shishya of Veerasena, composed Adi Purana, but on the details where we get and where it is published, all those details, it is given like this. That's how we can make use of it. And then particularly we want to know the place, a particular place. If the place is mentioned in inscription, in text, well, we can get the details here. So it's a dictionary which will be of help for further research, and the youngsters hope will make use of this. And then, and the Clot who prepared this for, and well, it was in the 19th century. His professor was Weber, and then Herman Buller, George Buller was also there, and that was the period when those great scholars of the 19th century, they entered our Jaina manuscript library, Shutabandar. They knew that it is the knowledge storehouse, great libraries of, well, lot of knowledge is enshrined. Therefore, George Buller and then Herman Jacobi, others, they did human service, and till the 19th century, scholars in the West were under the impression that Jainism was not different from Buddhism, and it is an offshoot of Hinduism, like that. And the credit of establishing that Jainism is an independent religion, different from Hinduism, different from Buddhism, and older, ancient than Buddhism. Colebrook started it, and later George Buller and particularly Herman Jacobi, he proved and established when the sacred books of the East, Max Muller had started, and then in that series, our Herman Jacobi wrote and translated to English Kalpa Sutra and other important books, and the West were convinced that Jainism is an ancient religion. It is an independent religion, and it has the sacred works of its own. It has the agamas and all that they came to know. Well, that's a long history. We can have such details also we can get from this prosopography. This is very useful, and the scope, as I tell you, the depth and dimension of this work is so much that it will be a great contribution to the study of Jainology. We are grateful to the team of work who is doing excellent work and creating an infrastructure based at London University, the Center of Jaina Studies, headed by Peter Flügel. Thanks a lot, Peter Flügel. You have enlightened us, and we are grateful to you and wish you Godspeed. now I request our honorable, respected Rajiv Ji, who is the Vice Chancellor, to give his talk.
Sir, please unmute yourself.
Rajiv Ji?
Unmute yourself. Yes, yes. So you can do it. फिर से म्यूट हो गया, एक बार कीजिए.
हो गया.
अनम्यूट कीजिए सर.
आपके वहीं से हो गया.
यस यस हो गया.
हो गया. Dear learned soils, a very warm greeting to you, wishing you all good health and happiness. I extend my thanks to Shri Nirmal Kumar Jain Sethi, President All India Digamber Jain Heritage Prevention Organization, for inviting me to the international webinar, and it's my proud privilege to share my own limited knowledge on exploring antiquity of Jainism in Asia, Africa, and America. I feel overwhelming in sharing this forum with eminent speakers like Professor Dr. Peter Flügel, Chair, Center of Jaina Studies, Professor of the Study of Religions and Philosophies, Department of History, Religion and Philosophy, School of Oriental and African Studies, University of London. And I congratulate the convener of this international thought exchanging webinar, Dr. Hampana Sir, Professor Emeritus. In line, I extend good wishes to the Secretary, Mrs. Neetu Jain, Ms. Jogshri Pawar, All India Digamber Jain Heritage Prevention Organization. Well, friends, as the sub-theme for today's webcast itself explains a lot about the simplicity, yes, the mightiness of Jainism faith, and so much have been so well put up the eminent speaker of the day, that there is nothing new which I will be sharing to you all today, just certain simply facts and face it of about the Jainism prosopography, which is coming up as a new tool for the study of Jaina history. I would like to quote Lord Mahavir Swami word here, प्रत्येक आत्मा स्वयं में स्वर्ग और आनंदपूर्ण है, आनंद बाहर से नहीं आता, भगवान महावीर. It means that the efforts put in my great scholar in composition and development of the database is an inspirational effort, and it will certainly lead to more better understanding of Jain history. History It is very important to know and understand our roots before handling in the future. As we, the beyond history, it's so mighty outside, and so it is to be the grounds and its roots widespread. So, friends, it means that knowing the history is like searching our roots, which leads to fruits of knowledge and germination of new, fresh seeds in ourselves from the knowledge gained. In the last 2.5 million, Jain medicants tradition exerted an important influence on Indian culture and society. As told by the keynote speaker of the day, the aim of the project is the sociological investigation of monastic lineage and to know the relationship between Jaina mendicants and lay followers, which an efforts to integrate and analyze the previously unconnected evidence from different bio, bio, biographical sources and subscribes and sponsors from medieval time onwards. This is undoubtedly an initiative idea, model, and comprehensive prosopographical database developed in collaboration with the Acharya Shri Kailasagar Suri Gyan Mandir in Koba, the Jain Vishwa Bharati Institute in Ladnu, and the Judicial Humanities Institute will provide rich data for the planned social historical analysis of monastic network and patronage. The efforts of all these three organizations will surely be story in helping the scholars of Jain study to get clarity of the old scriptures and manuscript in much better way. The open access database will offer an unparalleled wealth of historical data for future projects on Jain history and culture. The use of the data assembled in manuscript catalog and for systematic sociological research is just beginning. Biography catalogs are used in digitalized form. The aggregate data embedded in externally produced catalog can be used for historical and sociological analysis on expertly produced catalog a large scale. Once the information is transferred into database that can be used for research projects, the approach required interdisciplinary and internationally collaborations. And after such good working, the resultant will be the widespread knowledge of the simple yet powerful learning of Jainism, not only to the scholar, but to the world at large. Friends, I would say that such creating of database will be a benchmark achievement in the field of religion as well as the knowledge sharing. With these words, I put myself to and move other eminent speakers of the day. I again extend my gratitude to the organizers for inviting me as a chief guest in such different and knowledge sharing platform. It was a very unique experience sharing my limited knowledge on the theme and listening to such learned subject experts. Wish you all happiness and good health. Thank you.
Thank you, Rajivji. Well, you said you have unlimited, then not limited. It shows your humility, how humble you are. See, when a person reaches, such important places, and you are the Vice-Chancellor of a prestigious university, and look at how you have come thoroughly prepared. and you have focused about the importance of the database work. You're perfectly right. Thank you very much, Rajiv ji. And I and the organizers of this webinar take pleasure in wishing you all the best. And then one day you will become Vice-Chancellor of another university, one more university, all the best. Thank you. We are really happy that you accepted our invitation and participated in the webinar. Thank you very much. And then, friends, as our Vice Chancellor Rajiv ji has highlighted, the work of this particular onomasticon. Onomasticons means Nama Vignan. Nama Vignan. That is science about the names, personal names, place names, like that. So that is the prosopography, and they are collecting the material from not only the printed text. They go to the source and they take information, collect information from various sources, including the unpublished manuscript and the inscriptions, Epigraphia Indica, Epigraphia Carnatica, South Indian inscriptions, Indian antiquary, like the all that involves lot of labor. Labor is labor, but we don't feel the strain of it when love the work, when we love. Therefore, this is the work, love of the subject, loves labor. Therefore, under the leadership of Peter Flügel, they are doing good work. I do not know who are there to speak. Please tell me, should we switch over to our Nirmal Kumar Sethi, or please tell me, Nirmal Kumar Sethi?
Yes. I'll listen. Namo Orientanam, Namo Siddhanam, Namo Airyanam, Namo Vajjanam, Namo Loesapsanam. Respected Peter Flügel ji, और Hampa.Nagarajaiah जी, हमारे बीच में सोनिया जसरोया जी है, प्रोफेसर डॉक्टर सी देव कुमार है, रत्ना आत्म निर्भय है, Anil Kumar Singh from Jawaharlal Nehru University, he is there, Varsa Rani is there, Bhagcha Jain, Manor Thole, Mahavir Thole, Rajkumar Sethi, LC Jain, Vijay Kumar ji from Sagar, Yatish Jain from Jabalpur, Aruna Sethi, Nitin HP, Kapurchand Jain, Mittal Lalan, Pushpa Ben, Sobha Vardhman, Prakash Barjate ji, Sobha Vardhman, or Vasuki Bahubali ji, or Surendra Kumar Jain, and many others. I thank you very much for joining this conference, and I'm very grateful to Peter Flügel. He's a really great man for us, because he has served the cause of Jainism in whole of his life. And now I want to tell him that you have done a great work, but our visit to 8 countries of this world with scholars and your archaeologists and others, you will find that the Prakrit language is not only written in South India or in India. This language you find in Sri Lanka. This language inscriptions we find in Ethiopia, Kenya, so, and also in Peru, Guatemala. So these things, the inscriptions, the project which you have taken, you will have to work in a very long way, in a very, it will take long time. Today, I want to request Rajiv ji, who is Vice-Chancellor of our Rajasthan University, to have an agreement with Mr. Peter Flügel's organization for doing this work. And your Rajasthan University should come to help a man who is doing great work in England. So this is my request to Rajiv ji.
Thank you very much, sir. We are always with the Peter Flügel, sir. Any help from this university, we are always ready.
Yes, you have a very good genealogy department in Jaipur, so you can help
Yes,
Peter
yes.
Peter Flügel in a great way. And I also now request Hampana ji.
Definitely.
Hampana ji, please help him through our Charukirti Bhattarak Swami's Jain Mutt. They have got a very good Prakrit Institute. So they should also come and have a understanding with Mr. Peter Flügel to help in this project. Because you are his good friend. So you should give your work for your friendship to him. This is my request to Hampana ji. And now Peter Flügel Sahab, I am telling you that in Lanka, Sri Lanka, we find that 22nd Tirthankar, Neminath, he visited there. There are archaeological evidences there. And there are inscriptions also in Sri Lanka of 900 BC. So you will get a great also work to be done in Lanka also. And similarly, we went to Ethiopia. And in Ethiopia, in 3 different temples, which has been excavated by Germans, we have found inscription, this Prakart, or the oldest inscription, which has been deciphered by R.K. Vasisht, professor of Delhi University. He has told me that this inscription belonged to 1002 BC to 1300 BC. So this inscription is there in Ethiopia in 3 places, and that the Siddhi Sila, the inscription is written on the Siddh Sila. So Siddh Sila is a very pious thing for Jainism, and when one attends moksha, then they go to the Siddha. So this thing has been we found in Ethiopia is very important. So you have to also work in Ethiopia, and there are in also Peru and Mexico and other things. In Mexico, we have found 2 images of Tirthankara, which the museum people has told me that this has been excavated from a site which is 2600 BC. From that site, they have excavated these 2 images of Tirthankara. So I tell you, there is in the whole world, the Jainism was there, particularly Saman civilization was there in South America and in North America. So a great work has to be done. I suggest Mr. Peter Flügel that we must approach UNESCO now, because this work has to be done by UNESCO. If they will come to help us, then we will get the resources also, and also the cooperation of all the countries of the world where Jainism was there. So this is very important. In Greece, we went there. We have seen the naked images of our Munis. Maybe our column, the Muni who has taken by Sikandar. His samadhi is there in in Athens. So all these things are there, and you know more than me many things. But from all these things, we have to do a great work. And from my organization, I have already promised that every year I'll give you $5,000 for this project for 5 years. So this will be there, and if I can arrange more, I'll also add something more to you. And I must, Rajiv ji has accepted to cooperate with you. So it's a very good thing. And Hampana is your friend, so he will cooperate. And you see, in our midst, there is a Sonia Jasrotia. She is a great lady. She is now in Cambodia. She is also doing great work for Jainism in Phnom Penh. He is there. And our Nitin HP, he is from Mysore. He is doing great work in helping us in all these projects. Nitin here, and Naveen in England, he is also helping, and he is also in touch with you, Mr. Peter Flügel. And our Manish Modi, he is also a good friend of us, and he will also cooperate in this task, I hope. And we are very happy that you have joined in this conference, in this webinar. And I request you that you also suggest us all other scholars to whom we should invite for this webinar and have more knowledge about the things there. So please convey my regards to your wife and Peter Flügel, and I tell you I have great affection for you and your family, and I am very glad to hear all your things now, and thank you very much to you all who attended, and anybody who want to speak, our Rajkumar Sethi or anybody, our Nicholas Sethi is from Kota. He is also a wonderful worker of our Mahasabha. Now in doing Kota, he is also associated with Intake also. So all those things are there. And Yatish ji from Jabalpur, he is also great scholar, and he will also help in this project. Anil Kumar Singh is from JNU. He has he accommodated us to Greece. He is a great scholar and great knowledge about Jainism, and he will also help you in this project, I hope. So all those people, if you will contact them, they will cooperate in your project. Your project is very, very good, and I think Prakash Barjatya ji is from Pune. I thank him very much for joining us. Neelam Jain, also thank you very much. Dr. D.C. Jain, Varsa Rani. Varsa Rani was with us in our journey to Utopia and in our journey to Southeast Asia. And she has also gone to Bangladesh. And Bangladesh, you know, Mr. Peter Flügel, our first, he was great Acharya, Bhadrabahu. He was born in Bangladesh. This has been proved by the scholar there. So we are also trying to collect facts there. Bangladesh is also was a seat of Jainism once upon a time. So with these words, I thank you very much, Mr. Peter Flügel, Rajiv ji, and our great Hampa.Nagarajaiah ji, and to his wife Kamla ji. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Nirmal Kumar Sethi, even if you send him to Mangala Graha or Buddha Graha, he will say Naminath Tirthankar's image is there. That is his dedication, and devotion to the Jainism. You see, we are grateful to him. And at this age, the time that he is devoting to promote and protect the Jaina principles and then the spread of Jainism. Oh, well, he is a model. He is a model and he is an inspiration. I'm very happy. Nirmal Kumar Sethi, we are lucky that you did not come to the university. If you were to come to university, well, all of us would have become your students. Thank you very much. So, anyone who is to give his talk?
Yes, ask
somebody. Should we ask somebody? Because so many luminaries, great scholars are all participating here.
LC Jain, sir.
Hello, sir.
You have any question?
No question, but I want to supplement Nirmal Kumar Jain Sethi's talk he has given. Hello?
Yes.
I simply, Babuji, I want to add one thing, that you have forgotten to name Cambodia and Greece. Cambodia is a very good place of Jainism, and Peter Flügel should look into it, that Cambodia, those statues which are there, they relate to Jainism, and persons are presently there. The things are that the idols, the statues which are there, they are supposed to be that of Buddha, but actually those statues belong to Jainism. And similarly, at Greece, Kalyan Sagar, Muni Kalyan Sagar's tomb and temple and Shamnachar temple, they exist there, and therefore the things should be brought to light that Greece is a very good place of Jainism. Similarly, Cambodia is also a very good place of Jainism. That I want to say. Thank you.
No, Mr. Peter Flügel.
It's a nice observation. We are grateful to you, sir.
One thing, Mr. Peter Flügel, the Angkor Wat temple is a Panchmeru temple, and that is a Jain temple. And similarly, Indonesia, Borobudur temple is also a Jain temple. It is Nandishwar Deep temple. So you have to make the research there also that Nandishwar Deep temple in Borobudur in Indonesia is a Jain temple, which we worship Nandishwar Deep puja in our every day in our temple. Similarly, we do puja of Panchmeru temple also, which is there in Angkor Wat. That is a Panchmeru temple. That is a Jain temple.
Yes.
Anybody want to speak? Nitin, you want to speak? Unmute kariye. Unmute, yes.
Jai Jinendra. Jai Jinendra. Everyone. Thank you, Uncle Ji, for giving this opportunity to speak. Peter Flügel, sir, it's really a privilege to see this particular display of the project that you have been undertaken. And I think it's a pleasure for us for being privy to witness this human and I would say landmark project that you are taking up. And I would definitely say like Hampana sir, who has been in very close touch with you over the past 1.5 to 2 decades, is a great guide, motivator, and inspirator to everyone, even to people like me. We have grown up seeing the works of our dear Hampana sir, and like say maybe most of our we youngsters, we don't have, our age is not equivalent to Hampana sir's experience. That's how much Hampana sir has his experience, and he's a guiding spirit for many of us, particularly from all over the world, and particularly for people from Karnataka. And I think do let us know, sir, however you want people from different parts of the world to be involved, including people from Karnataka. We are always there with you, because end of the day, even if we are able to make a difference of a dot in this human work towards serving Jainism, our entire life, we are successful in our life is what I would mean. Because Jainism is so vast, and particularly if you want to speak academically, yes, it's very, very vast. Even if we have to say religiously also, we are not even a dot in the entire work. Even then, if we are able to contribute something, we are more than happy to do that, sir. And we would always look up to Hampana sir for his guidance, and your self as well for any further work you want to. In fact, I do work with a website called Jain Heritage Centers over the past 20 years. This is our 19th year rather. And thanks to my father, Dr. Parshvanath, and also Hampana sir, and a few of the Bhattarakas over here who have been supporting us. And we have taken up some research about the Jain inscriptions over here. And I have unearthed around 10 inscriptions, and we are about to unearth another 5 inscriptions in Karnataka that we have found during our field work. We keep coming up with many such things. So we are always there to support you, sir. We can definitely connect offline after this and see how we can take this forward. Thank you, sir. Jai Jinendra.
Very nice, Nitin. Peter Ji, please note, he will be a good source, Mr. Nitin. He has a website of his own, and to that he is doing excellent work, and catering all the latest, whatever he is taking in our community, whether it is research or a talk or something like that related to religion, he immediately will project it and bring it to the notice of the community. You can rely on his feedback.
Thank you, sir.
Sethi?
I'm humbled to hear that, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Anybody want to speak, please?
Yes. Can I say something?
Please, sir.
If anyone who is interested in getting involved would send me an email, that would be helpful. I do know many of the participants, but not everyone. And I put my email into this chat, but also it is online, and Sethi ji and Hampana ji, they of course are in touch with me. So that would be good.
Mr. Prakash Chand Barjatya, he want to speak. Please speak.
Please,
Prakash
please,
Chandji
sir.
Barjatya. If you want to talk, you can speak.
Unmute yourself.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
I'm Dr. Prakash Barjatya. I'm audible?
Yes,
Please,
yes.
please,
you are audible.
please. We are
Okay.
eager to hear
Jai
you.
Jaina to everybody. In fact, I came to Nirmal Kumarji Sethi for last few years, and I think he's doing a wonderful work. And today, of course, this information shared, it is really a great, you can say, achievement for the Jainism. Then, so in fact, which I already put my email address in the chat box, and I would like to be associated with this activity. So whatever is done, whatever in the smallest way I can help, and I can do myself, because I am interested in such activities. So it will be my pleasure to join with this movement. Thank you very much. Dhanyavad.
Thanks, sir.
Neil Casey may speak. Please ask Neil Casey. Neil Casey.
Hello, Nilkeshi ji.
Not there.
Unmute yourself.
So the talks were very nice.
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am.
Hello. Ji.
Hello, Nilkeshi ji.
Yes.
We are eager to hear you.
Yes, sir. The talks were very interesting, sir, and I hope to hear some more on this subject, sir. Hello, can you hear me?
Please, please.
Can you hear me?
We are hearing you, madam.
Okay. The talks were very good, sir, and I hope this continues in the months to come on. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Next.
Dr. DC Jain will want to speak. Dr. DC Jain.
It's a matter of great pleasure that this webinar is being held. And what appeals to me, that Sri Nirmal Kumar Sethi has opened the doors on the international platform for the dissemination of the knowledge of Jainism by excavating the old remnants of Jainism in the different countries. I wish to draw the attention of all of you that these idols which have been discovered, they speak something, and they are speaking, the world is in turmoil and needs the message of Lord Tirthankaras of Jains. And what I want, that the message of the Tirthankaras, that is the message of non-violence, which the whole world requires at present very greatly. People in the name of religion, they are not able to comprehend what is the true religion. And this will be a great opportunity that if we disseminate the knowledge of non-violence, peace, and also some of the scientific aspects of Jainism to the international community, it will have a great impact. I tried in my lifetime to popularize some of the concepts like the medical basis of vegetarianism, and it has grown throughout the world. In the United States, the Physicians Committee for Responsible Medicine has taken up this task, and they are doing wonderful job. Similarly, in the whole world, now the vegetarian nutrition is gaining importance, and this is primarily the offshoot of Jainism. I have also tried to take care of the animal kingdom, how the animals could be protected in a scientific environment. The dissection of animals, which was prevalent throughout the world, particularly also in India, and about 20 millions of animals were being sacrificed in the name of education. Now that has been stopped. This is primarily because the Jainism has inspired me, and I wish that if all of you who have gathered on this in this webinar are doing remarkable job, and you can do a wonderful thing. I think with the association of Dr. Sri A.K. Singh, who appeared just now, and he spoke very nicely. I appreciate that such intellectual people, if they continue hammering the good ideas, the world will become a beautiful planet to live. Thank you very much.
It was so nice, sir. Thank you very much. You see, the importance of non-violence and how it is relevant to the modern times you have stressed. It is true, very much true. Jiyat Shasanam Jina Shasanam. Let the teachings of Jaina be victorious. Next.
Anybody? Yatish ji, you want to speak?
Bhagchandra
Thank you, all of you. Wonderful session and wonderful talk from Mr. Peter Flügel. A new era of the Jain prosopography is now arising, and thank you very much, Hampana ji. We always heard the name, and my friend Nitin HP, and also I thanks to Professor L.C. Jain sir, Rajkumar ji, Sethi ji, and I am very grateful to Mr. Nirmal ji Sethi. He gave me opportunity to join this webinar. Thank you very much. It's a wonderful session at all. Thank you very much.
Very nice. So it's time for us to say, well, our express gratitude. So we are grateful to all those who have made this very meaningful and successful. Particularly, we are headed by our Nirmal Kumar Sethi. He is our leader. And then now whoever is there to propose the vote of thanks, please.
Varsarani is there? Okay.
Varsarani ji, unmute yourself.
Pawar.
Varsarani madam, please. है नहीं शायद वर्षारानी मैम.
आप पवार को बोलिए. पवार will give vote of thanks. Pawar.
Hello.
आप बोल दीजिए. Mr. Hampana, you speak.
Hello, sir. May I put vote of thanks?
Yes, LCJ.
Today, we all are so much honored and so much happy to listen to Peter Flügel and Dr. Hampana-ji. Both are so shining stars of Jainism. They are doing wonderful work. And today they spared their most valuable time and they gave so nice speech. We all are highly thankful. We have very sweet memory of today, and we thank you all. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Mm. Mm.
Yes,
Can I
sir.
get
Thank you.
Can I get just 1 minute time?
Yes, yes. बोलिए.
Yeah. Can you all hear me? I'm Ratna.
Yes.
Oh, okay, great. So thank you so much. It was my pleasure to get the invitation from Nirmal Sethi uncle to attend this webinar. And what a wonderful session this was. Thank you so much, Hampana uncle, Sethi uncle, and Professor Flügel. I mean, I'm already connected with you on behalf of my father, Professor Dr.Rajeev Jain. You would have received some couple of mails from my side. So I'm just taking care of his work. I'm supporting his work. He's quite old now. He's 92 years old. So on behalf of him, I'm just trying to support him to continue his work. So thank you so much for all your hard work, for what you people are doing. And just a small request, Professor Sethi, Sethi uncle, I came to know about you that you have done a lot of research in Cambodia on Angkor Wat temple. My friend, my batchmate Manika Jain, she is ambassador of Cambodia. So I'm connected with her. And she only told me that you had visited Cambodia and you are doing a lot of good work, great work in the field of Jainism. Research work, a lot of research work is going on in Angkor Wat temple. I have a small proposal here. Sethi uncle is really doing a great job. So can we all propose his name for Padma Awards for next year from Jain Society?
Sure. It's
Just
a good move. And your suggestion is well taken, and it should be.
Yes.
Very nice.
So this is what I just wanted to propose. Notification comes in the month of May, I think in the month of May or June, and the last date is up to September 15th. So I think we can just consider his name, we can propose his name in the field of social work and Jainism.
There is already a proposal.
Good suggestion. Good suggestion.
Proposal has been sent to Government of India.
Very good suggestion.
Sorry, I didn't get you.
One thing, sir, I forgot to say about our chief guest, Professor Rajeev Jain, Vice-Chancellor from Rajasthan, Jaipur University. So I thank to Rajeev Jain also, lot of thanks. I forgot his name. I am very, I thank him. Like, he spared his valuable time and he spoke so nice. He spoke so nicely, and really he's a young man. He can do a lot of work in the direction of Jainism, in the direction suggested by Professor Flügel. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Next. Next.
राजीव जी ने बहुत कृपा की है. हमारे थोड़े से समय में रिक्वेस्ट करने पर भी उन्होंने अपना सब प्रोग्राम एडजस्ट किया है. So thank you very much.
थैंक यू सर. और आपका नाम बिल्कुल आगे प्रपोज करने में पूरी सब लोग मदद करें सर. और आपको ये सम्मान हो, हम तो दिल से चाहते हैं.
बिल्कुल मिलेगा सर, इस बार जरूर मिलेगा. बिल्कुल मिलेगा. And we all pray to Almighty.
Almighty also.
He deserves more than he deserves it so well.
No, yes. I request one thing, Mr. Peter Flügel. I request you. Hello, are you hearing me, Peter Flügel?
Yes, yes.
I have one request to make you, that I want to take about 15 scholars to whom you suggest with me to Ethiopia. I want to take you to Ethiopia and show you the ancient things. If you can spare time yourself, and you can tell me, suggest me about 15 scholars who are archaeologists or historians or philosopher whom you think deserve, because I have last 2 years I am thinking that I must take you there to show you the things. So please arrange this thing meeting, arrange this thing trip to Utopia whenever you like.
Yes, after Corona.
After Corona.
That's true. That's true. We are passing through very difficult days, and of course, as far as the latest news is there, another 6 weeks. Well, good days are ahead. We should. Only thing is very patient. Next, who is to talk? Sethi?
Yes, ab khatam kar dijiye. We can.
I would like to add a point regarding the COVID-19. COVID-19 is a zoonotic disease. It's a disease which is transmitted from the animals to the human beings. And the many animals which are dead are live. If they are eaten by the human beings, the coronavirus takes birth, and it spreads like as we have seen during this episode. Similarly, there are so many other zoonotic diseases. These zoonotic diseases are less informed. They are not notified at present, and we all are at risk of getting these infections. So we must make an effort that these zoonotic diseases should be brought to the notice of the general masses. This is one zoonotic disease which we have seen, its hazards, its damaging impact. So we must emphasize that what are the other zoonotic diseases which can threaten the human's existence. And this will be also very rewarding. Thank you very much.
Thank you. So, Hampana ji khatam kariye. Anushka Jain, if she want to speak. Preeti Jain, anybody?
Unmute yourself. Hampana ji.
Hello, tell me.
Yes, we are conclude meeting.
Yes.
Yeah. Shall we do it?
Yes.
Okay. Mokshamargasya netaram bhetaram karma bhubrutam jnataram vishwatattvanam vande tad gunalabdhaye. Nirmal Kumar Sethi and other friends, so we are grateful to Peter Flügel ji. He has really enlightened us, and he has given a lecture on a topic which is very new to us, but which is very important to us. Well, you can rely on the cooperation of our community people, whatever information you require, and if we are in a position to, well, fulfill your requirements, we will be happy to do it. So thank you very much. And then other dignitaries, so many, our Nirmal Kumar ji mentioned the names of the scholars and very important persons of the community who are listening to this. We are grateful to all of them. So you have made this evening very memorable. Thank you very much. Jiyat Shasanam Jinashasanam.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Pawar. Thank you, Nitu.